George Eliot quotes. It is never too late to be what you might have been. What do we live for, if it is not to make life less difficult for each other? Blessed is the man who, having nothing to say, abstains from giving us wordy evidence of the fact. I like not only to be loved, but also to be told that I am loved. I am not sure that you are of the same mind. But the realm of silence is large enough beyond the grave. This is the world of light and speech, and I shall take leave to tell you that you are very dear. It is a narrow mind which cannot look at a subject from various points of view. It will never rain roses. When we want to have more roses, we must plant more roses. What greater thing is there for two human souls, than to feel that they are joined for life, to strengthen each other in all labor, to rest on each other in all sorrow, to minister to each other in all pain, to be one with each other in silent unspeakable memories at the moment of the last parting. But the effect of her being on those around her was incalculably diffusive, for the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been, is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life, and rest in unvisited tombs. It is always fatal to have music or poetry interrupted. It seems to me we can never give up longing and wishing while we are still alive. There are certain things we feel to be beautiful and good, and we must hunger for them. Oh, may I join the choir invisible of those immortal dead who live again in minds made better by their presence, live in pulses stirred to generosity, in deeds of daring rectitude. If we had a keen vision and feeling of all ordinary human life, it would be like hearing the grass grow and the squirrel's heart beat, and we should die of that roar which lies on the other side of silence. And, of course, men know best about everything, except what women know better. Life seems to go on without effort when I am filled with music. No evil dooms us hopelessly except the evil we love, and desire to continue in, and make no effort to escape from. Poor fellow! I think he is in love with you. I am not aware of it. And to me it is one of the most odious things in a girl's life, that there must always be some supposition of falling in love coming between her and any man who is kind to her. I have no ground for the nonsensical vanity of fancying everybody who comes near me is in love with me. Only in the agony of parting do we look into the depths of love. Adventure is not outside man, it is within. Keep true. Never be ashamed of doing right. Decide what you think is right and stick to it. What loneliness is more lonely than distrust? Animals are such agreeable friends, they ask no questions, they pass no criticisms. Hold up your head. You were not made for failure, you were made for victory. Go forward with a joyful confidence. I am not imposed upon by fine words, I can see what actions mean. Our deeds determine us, as much as we determine our deeds. It is surely better to pardon too much, than to condemn too much. But what we call our despair is often only the painful eagerness of unfed hope. And certainly, the mistakes that we male and female mortals make when we have our own way might fairly raise some wonder that we are so fond of it. People are almost always better than their neighbors think they are. Don't judge a book by its cover. One can begin so many things with a new person. Even begin to be a better man. Blessed is the influence of one true, loving human soul on another. For the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been, is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life, and rest in unvisited tombs. To be a poet is to have a soul so quick to discern, that no shade of quality escapes it, and so quick to feel, that discernment is but a hand playing with finely ordered variety on the chords of emotion, a soul in which knowledge passes instantaneously into feeling, and feeling flashes back as a new organ of knowledge. Our deeds still travel with us from afar, and what we have been makes us what we are. I desire no future that will break the ties of the past. One must be poor to know the luxury of giving. We are all humiliated by the sudden discovery of a fact which has existed very comfortably and perhaps been staring at us in private while we have been making up our world entirely without it. Confound you handsome young fellows! You think of having it all your own way in the world. You don't understand women. They don't admire you half so much as you admire yourselves. What destroys us most effectively is not a malign fate but our own capacity for self-deception and for degrading our own best self. Poetry and art and knowledge are sacred and pure. For pain must enter into its glorified life of memory before it can turn into compassion. Sane people did what their neighbors did, so that if any lunatics were at large, one might know and avoid them. For what is love itself, for the one we love best? An enfolding of immeasurable cares which yet are better than any joys outside our love. There is no despair so absolute as that which comes from the first moments of our first great sorrow, when we have not yet known what it is to have suffered and healed, to have despaired and recovered hope,